right there. Welcome back again. Another Cat Chat, another week of football. I'm Brad Welburn, your host, LC Sports Information Director. And as you can see here to my left is Coach Justin Charles. We're going to talk about football, Southwestern, Alpine, Sul Ross, all that sort of stuff. So, Coach, first of all, so if you look at the stats and everything from Southwestern, you look and see that, and I think most people would say that you thought the defense was like the key to the game. Obviously, you score 3 touchdowns, you can't win if you don't score touchdowns. But it seemed like, just talking to you, that you were just like, they could have done better, but I thought they did a pretty good job.
To my defensive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We could have done a lot better,
Never pleased.
Never pleased, No, that last drive, man, our guys played hard and extremely hard on that drive, and I think, and you had mentioned to me after the game, also that those guys didn't drive the ball us on the second quarter, in the second half, and so that last drive is what I'm really referring to. But overall, our kids played them tremendously hard on both sides of the football. Defensively, those guys came out and executed the game plan. We knew it was going to be a little bit of give and take in certain scenarios, and we executed the game plan, And offensively, I feel we executed as well. We missed some opportunities, but the guys did a great job as far as coming out fighting. We knew those guys were kind of a radical type defense that we were going to be facing, but in the overall game plan, we executed.
Mm-hmm. All right, so defense played well. You felt like the offensive executed, and it's got to be. I guess give me your thoughts here. Okay, so offense played well. We scored 3 touchdowns, had 200, 300 passing yards, but really no running game to speak of, and we're still able to come out with the win. So, I mean, what are your thoughts there? Is it like the running game is going to come, and then when it does, it's going to be that much more dynamic, or is there still some stuff that we need to figure out?
These guys that Southwestern, if you look at any games that they've played over the last 2 years, 2 seasons, those guys really didn't give up much rushing yards against anybody. Last year when they played Mary Hardin Baylor, they gave up 6 rushing yards total. They have a philosophy of, hey, we're gonna stop your run, and you do what you want to do in the passing game. And so, that's just their philosophy. But I think our offensive line, our running backs, we have a great system right there in place, and eventually it's going to start popping, once we start getting some things flowing. But those guys they've got our confidence. We're going to not stop. We're not going to stop running the ball. We're going to continue to run it, and just looking forward to some big things. This week will be a good opportunity for us to run the ball and do some things that we really want to do in the running game.
Yeah, when I think Aaron's still kind of getting back into his Aaron Woods-ness, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, he's still getting in the groove. He's still getting in the groove. So hopefully he'll be able to come out of his shell a little bit more this week.
Yeah. All right, the trip that everybody loves the most every 2 years, 12 hours west to Alpine, Texas, which, when you actually get there, it's phenomenal. It's one of the best places you can ever visit. But it's, in this case, it is definitely the destination, not necessarily the journey.
Yeah.
But Saturday night, they're in Alpine. Talk about the Lobos this year. I know they had a good couple years, but I think they've kind of I think they're a young team this year.
Yeah, they're a lot younger team. If you look at their 2 deep on both sides of the ball, there's a lot of freshmen and sophomores, kind of similar to ours.
Yeah.
Starting and being backups as well. But they're definitely not the team that they were the past 3 years, but they're still explosive. They still have a few guys that can make you miss an open field, and they got a really good defensive player as well that's very dynamic, and they play him all over the place. But they've got a lot of good athletes, and so we got to show up prepared, because this is a team that's hungry for their first win with a lot of young talent on the team. And their coaching staff, I know Coach Pierce is going to have those guys prepared to get a win at home, which is a tough place to play out there in Alpine.
Yeah. And do you think it is partly the travel and the distance and everything that kind of plays into it being a tough place to play?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely the travel, and then when you get out there, it's a different atmosphere than anywhere in the conference. Yeah. Completely, because you get the small mountains in the background, and it's just a different look and a different feel when you're out there, and so. I think it'll be a good atmosphere that our kids will have a different experience too. We've had a lot of different experiences as far as, going from Alcorn, now we're about to be at Alpine.
Yeah.
So our kids will have definitely a wide array of different experiences
for sure.
in the first 4 games.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely in that middle of that stretch where, and we talked about this off air, where you really feel like this is an opportunity to really kind of gain a lot of momentum, especially going into that ETBU game at the end of October. So is that kind of how you guys are approaching it, like just continue what we started building last week?
Right. Our deal is just take one step at a time. And last week we talked about it. Hey, we've got to, if we want to get any kind of momentum, we got to get the first step first. And this week it'll be the second step as far as trying to get a win under our belt and building up some momentum to whatever that leads to. Yeah. This is a good opponent, and they're going to challenge us in different facets and different ways. And so, looking forward to a good matchup. But as far as building momentum for the season, it's just one step at a time.
Yeah. Well, we avenged one late game loss from last week. We'll try to do it again this week as we play at Alpine this Saturday night. They will be streaming. They will be doing stats. The game will be on your local station, 104.3 The Bridge. With me, I'll be there.
That's right.
Looking forward to that, and it'll be a lot of fun. You can find those links and everything on the website and social media and all that sort of stuff. So, Coach, appreciate you as always. Thanks for watching. I'm Brad Welburn for Cat Chat. See you next time.